and to all the chiefs and your entourage. A great pleasure to see you today.
There are moments in the royal world when the spotlight falls not on scandal, not on controversy, but on something quieter, a sense of duty that unfolds far from the cameras, far from the palaces, and far from the comforts of home. It is in these quieter moments that the true lifeblood of the monarchy reveals itself, and today that moment involves Prince Edward, the king's youngest brother, a man often overlooked yet consistently steady, quietly dependable, and deeply committed to the duties entrusted to him. For more than a week, Edward has left behind his beloved home, Bagshot Park, and traveled thousands of miles away on a royal tour that was so discreet it was only revealed upon his arrival. And in doing so, he has shown the world once again the kind of royal he truly is. Before we dive in, there's something I need to share with you. Over the past few days, thousands have watched these stories unfold, but most haven't subscribed. If you're one of them, I invite you now to join us. Subscribe to Crownverse so you never miss the next chapter in this unfolding royal history. Edward and Sophie have long been described as the quiet workhorses of the royal family. They do not seek attention, nor do they generate sensational headlines, but their absence is felt deeply when they are gone. The couple's home, Bagshot Park, is one of the grandest private residences held by any senior royal. With its vast 51 acres and what is rumored to be more than 120 rooms, a figure that has been repeated for years but not officially confirmed, the estate is far more than a house. It is a cornerstone of their life, a place that symbolizes stability, family, and continuity. It was here, on those sweeping grounds, where Edward and Sophie raised their two children, Lady Louise Windsor and James, now Earl of Wessex. It was here where they built a life built on privacy, tradition, and quiet service. And it is here that Edward has had to temporarily say goodbye, called away on a mission that reflects both royal duty and international responsibility. 7 days ago, Edward arrived unannounced in Nigeria. The secrecy of the trip, revealed only once he touched down, is not unusual for certain royal tours, though the exact reasoning was not publicly provided. The visit marked the beginning of a journey designed to strengthen ties within the Commonwealth, an area of royal work that has grown even more significant under King Charles's reign. From Nigeria, Edward continued on to Ghana, embarking on a 2-day visit with diplomatic weight and symbolic importance. When he spoke in Ghana, his tone was dignified and sincere. He said, "I am honored to be with you," as he addressed government officials and local leaders. He spoke of prosperity, collaboration, and a shared future built between nations. He spoke of youth, opportunity, and the importance of continuing strong relationships even in a rapidly changing world. This message, carried across continents, reflects the broader mission of the Commonwealth: unity through partnership, progress through cooperation. According to British High Commissioner Christian Rogge, the visit was an opportunity to celebrate collaboration in areas such as education, climate action, and innovation. His remarks cast Edward's trip not as a ceremonial gesture, but as a meaningful diplomatic engagement, one that reinforces the monarchy's subtle but significant influence on global relationships. And while Edward may not generate the media frenzy that follows other members of the royal family, his work on the ground is often among the most impactful. As his tour unfolded, the royal diary quietly confirmed that Edward would return to the United Kingdom before the 28th of November. On that date, he is scheduled to attend the 900th anniversary celebrations at Reading School. This detail serves as a reminder of how seamlessly his international duties blend into domestic commitments, a rhythm of service that never quite ends. But while Edward was abroad, Sophie carried out her own international engagements. Earlier in the month, she completed a 2-week tour through Central and South America, visiting Peru, Panama, Guatemala, and Belize. Her work was not ceremonial, but rooted in humanitarian and medical advocacy. As global ambassador for the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, her role was deeply personal. Their daughter, Lady Louise, was born with esotropia, a rare eye condition that caused one of her eyes to turn inward. She underwent 2 surgeries as a child to correct her vision. This personal connection has shaped Sophie's passion for eye health and early intervention, and it is woven into the work she performs on behalf of the royal family. During her visit to the Divino Niño Vision Center, Sophie listened carefully to the challenges faced by patients with conditions such as glaucoma and pterygium. She met medical staff, learned about advancements in treatment, and provided visibility to organizations making real differences in people's lives. When Sophie travels, her presence reflects more than royal tradition. It reflects empathy, informed advocacy, and a willingness to engage with communities often overlooked. While both Edward and Sophie carried out their engagements in different corners of the world, Bagshot Park stood quietly behind them, a constant in their lives, even in their absence. The estate itself has always fascinated the public. Vast, historic, and largely unseen, it is the kind of home that feeds curiosity. Edward is believed to have originally signed a 50-year lease on the property. Later, the couple extended it for another 150 years. This extraordinary commitment led many to refer to Bagshot Park as their forever home. Although the motivations behind this decision have never been officially explained, it speaks to a long-term vision for their family and perhaps for generations to come. Inside, glimpses of the home have only been shared during rare moments, such as during the pandemic, when Edward appeared on video calls while opening the NHS Nightingale Hospital in Bristol. Viewers caught a look at his private office. Carved wooden walls, a towering bookshelf filled with trinkets, framed photographs, and a design that felt both regal and lived in. These rare peeks into the home reflect its warm, timeless nature. For the couple, Bagshot Park represents sanctuary, a place where they are not working royals, but simply parents, spouses, and individuals with their own quiet rhythms. For Edward, leaving this sanctuary for international duty, especially on a trip announced only upon arrival, highlights the trust placed in him by the king and the continuing importance of his role. While some royals appear constantly in the public eye, Edward and Sophie represent a different side of monarchy. They move with subtlety, dedication, and purpose. Their stories rarely appear in tabloids. Their names rarely trend on social media. They do not fuel controversy or publicly challenge the institution they serve. Instead, they work, steadily, respectfully, and with a focus that often goes unnoticed. Yet it is precisely this quiet steadfastness that makes them indispensable. Edward's trip to Nigeria and Ghana is part of a larger effort to maintain Commonwealth relationships at a time when some nations are reconsidering their constitutional ties to the crown. In recent years, discussions of becoming republics have emerged in various countries. In this environment, diplomacy is not just a ceremonial exercise, it is essential. Edward's presence represents not just the monarchy, but the continuity of partnership. Meanwhile, Sophie's tours serve a different purpose. She brings a human touch to issues that deeply affect everyday people, particularly women and children. Her advocacy for eye health is rooted in personal experience, and her visits abroad reflect compassion rather than protocol. These missions complement Edward's work, forming a unified front in royal diplomacy and humanitarian outreach.
Their partnership, both personal and professional, strengthens the monarchy in a way that does not make headlines, but builds bridges. In many ways, they embody the modern evolution of royal service: less glitter, more substance. As Edward prepares to return from his overseas engagement, attention turns once again to Bagshot Park. The estate, majestic yet private, remains at the center of their family life. It represents the history of the Windsors, the stability of their marriage, and the enduring commitment they have made not just to their children, but to their roles within the royal framework. In a world where other royals face controversies, public scrutiny, and volatile public opinion, Edward and Sophie offer something different: consistency. They stand as reminders of a quieter, steadier style of royal service, one rooted in duty rather than drama, dedication rather than spectacle. And perhaps that is why their stories resonate, quietly but powerfully, across the generations. Edward's return from Ghana will be just one moment in a long string of engagements. Sophie's tours will continue, shaped by her passion and personal experience. Bagshot Park will remain their anchor, and together they will continue to serve the crown, not with noise, but with grace. Their journeys, separate yet connected, reflect the changing face of the monarchy, a monarchy that must balance tradition with modernity, visibility with humility, global diplomacy with domestic service. And while their work might not make the front page every day, it forms a vital part of the royal legacy. Edward's departure from his home for this special honor is not just a moment of duty. It is a reminder of the quiet strength that keeps the monarchy moving forward, even when the spotlight is elsewhere. It is a testament to the power of service, the weight of responsibility, and the enduring role that family, home, and legacy play in the story of royalty.